City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. Hello and welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. We've reached the midway point of another season here on City Spotlight, Season 10. So far in Season 10 of City Spotlight, we've had episodes featuring one community, and some other episodes featuring two communities. One of those episodes featured a segment on Villa Grove for the first time here on City Spotlight. We'll return to Villa Grove for a second time here in Season 10 in just a couple of episodes. But at this midway point of Season 10, let's take a look back at some of the best of the first half of Season 10 of City Spotlight. First, we revisit our first episode of Season 10 of City Spotlight and our first visit to Robinson as we sit down with new Robinson Mayor Mike Scheimer. Our next stop was in Arthur for the 50th Arthur Amish Country Cheese Festival, as we captured the sights and sounds of one of Arthur's great festivals they hold annually. Our third and final stop here on this episode is in Oakland, as we talk to new administrators in the Oakland School District. So just to recap, what's featured in this episode of City Spotlight is from the best of the first half of Season 10 of City Spotlight, segments on the communities of Robinson, Arthur, and Oakland. Thank you for watching City Spotlight. Let's get an overview of the community with Mike, and let's start with the location and roads of Robinson, located here in southeastern Illinois, here in Crawford County. It's the county seat of Crawford County. You have two state highways that give access to Robinson. That's Illinois routes 33 and 1. Mike, let's start there. Location and the roads that lead to Robinson.
Well, the location, obviously, you're right. We're the center of the county of Crawford County here along the Wabash River. People ask us where you're from. We say, well, you ever eat a Heath Candy bar, or you buy Marathon gas. That's kind of where we are, close to Terre Haute. You got to give them directions.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned earlier, we're an anomaly. We have 3 Fortune 500 companies here, in Victor Dana and Hershey and Marathon, and not too many people, not too many communities anywhere can say that. And we are blessed to have that. But not only that, but we have a lot of other businesses and companies that are involved here in Crawford County, not only in Robinson, but our entire county. And roads lead here. And that's what we like about Robinson. And obviously, it'd be nice to have a 4-lane highway. Work with what you got, and that's kind of where we are on that too.
You do have two state highways that help get people to Robinson, so that is a definite plus. All right, let's dive right into Public Works. And Public Works, as we know here on City Spotlight, water, sewer, intercity roads, parks. And let's talk about this facility that we're taping at here, Robinson Civic Center. You mentioned to me before we started recording, things have been done recently, and still there's future work to be done. Tell us about this building, what it houses, and the work that's being done to improve it.
The Civic Center used to be called a community center. We thought it was time for a facelift. It was built in the 70s. Marketing that by making that change and addressing how the building looks itself. It's the home of the City Hall and the Robinson Police Department right now, and we put in a new floor. We got a video audio systems in now, and we've upgraded how it sets up. You got a little bit of a tour a while ago, and you could see that this is a unique building that can be flipped into a lot of different events. And already we have several in the planning stages. It's been a good addition to our community. We started that flip right after I got here. So we've been a lot of work done here, but as far as what we're trying to do with our entire community, it's a great time as the community is prospering. Housing's going well, and there's a lot of good things to talk about.
Okay, very good. Great facility here, the Robinson Civic Center. Look to see how it evolves over time the next time we come here on City Spotlight. Let's talk about water, roads, sewer, anything in recent times prior to our taping, work that has been done.
Well, I think the one thing I learned when I did get into the mayor spot, I knew beforehand, obviously living here as long as I have, but your infrastructure and your water and your sewer and your internet. Back when COVID was involved, we were all fighting that. Well, we were installing internet, and we got high-speed internet installed during that time. And
as are a lot of communities in the area.
A lot of them were, and now that's a big plus. You don't hear that word. Everyone used to say, we need high-speed internet. Well, we got high-speed internet, so we took care of that problem. We have a wastewater plant that we looked at with the idea that we wanted, when it was built about 8 to 10 years ago, we wanted to we didn't look at, hey, let's be proactive here and build it big. So it can handle up to 12,000 people. We're at 6,500. So we have room for expansion, which means we have room for growth, and that's important. Good, strong water system. Our Robinson-Palestine Water Commission does a great job with our water, and we have plentiful water. That's another thing that most industries are looking for are the infrastructure and the water and the sewer and the gas. And we're an Ameren company. That's our electrical situation here. But the internet was big, and those things have all come along, and we're happy with that.
Any notable work? Summertime is typically a time for communities to work on those public works related materials, things. Anything being going on during this summer of note?
You know, I think every community does the same thing that we're doing. You've got the road work, and we're doing a lot of asphalting. In fact, that was just completed here recently, and sidewalks and the infrastructure, and that's part of the deal too. And you don't look at all those things that can be important to the residents who live here. And that quality of life is huge, and we have a very strong wastewater department, street department. Both of them are out working in this heat today and making improvements, and that we're one step forward every day. That's what we're trying to do.
Very glad to be inside this air-conditioned facility as of right now, one of the hottest days of the year here on August,
for sure.
August 23rd. You mentioned quality of life. Nice little segue there. Your previous position here in the city of Robinson was in the parks. As I learned in the Crawford County This Is Our Story program, Mike told the story about the Robinson parks. Lots of outdoor opportunities in the community. Give us an overview of what things people can do in Robinson outdoors.
Outdoors wise, we're blessed to have a very, very unique park system, and it took a lot of folks a lot of years to build what we have at Pelican Cove. We have everything you can think of: baseball, softball, pickleball, cornhole, par 3 golf courses in a park, 6 tennis courts, and of course the swimming facility. And the project that we're working on now, we want to add a lazy river to that situation there in Pelican Cove, and it'll be great. So just the preliminary studies being done. We've had the architect here, and we're blessed to have an all-inclusive playground. So any child of any ability has an opportunity to go to that playground. It has turned into a fabulous addition to our community. And then you move away from the parks. We have par 3 golf course I mentioned at Washington, but there are 2 other 18-hole park golf courses in Crawford County, in Oakland, and then probably our highlight is Quail Creek Country Club, just a beautiful place. And that's another thing that's very strong. We've got a great school system. They have an outdoor all-weather track. People walk there. And we mentioned the sidewalks, but there's a lot of activity that the city tries to provide we want to have a good quality of life for the families that live here. And you live in rural America, you've got to offer, you've got to think about your residents. You don't want to have people come up, there's nothing to do. You know, we don't want to hear that. We have things to do, and we have shown and proved that over and over and over by the things we do in our parks and the festivals that we offer, and the Daffodil Festival, the Fall Festival, the Festive Vale, and we have a Christmas program coming up. We have a unique Halloween program too. So there's lots to do. You can't go more than a week or 2 and not find something. We have a very strong Chamber of Commerce that's involved in farmers markets. So there's something to do all the time. And rural America, and that's a term I use a lot in rural America, is that we're here, we're all together, and the community knows everybody, and you can do a lot of cool things.
Good morning. This is a very special cheese festival this year. I am Rod Randall, village president of Arthur, and that's my lovely wife over there, First Lady Carol. This is a wow day. For one thing, this is the 50th anniversary of the cheese festival. Started in 1973, and it's been going on to this day. It's also an interesting thing that the first cheese factory in our area started 90 years ago by George Marner, and that evolved into our Arthur Cheese Factory here at Arthur. And lastly, this is the 150th anniversary of our community, Arthur, Illinois. So we are celebrating a lot of things today. We are glad you are here. First thing that I want to do is to introduce a blast from the past. The founder of Arthur has come back to say hi. Michael H. Warren, who founded Arthur on September 2nd, this very day, in 1873. So, Mr. Warren, are you available?
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. And certainly a lot of progress has been made. I'm very proud to be back here today.
All right, taste it. What's your verdict?
Citizens of Arthur, family, friends, citizens of Arthur, I declare this cheddar to be Gouda.
All right, pretty cheesy. Pretty cheesy, all right. You did a good job. All right, Warren, this one counts.
Ready?
He may get the most improved award. All right.
How special is it to be a part of this celebratory edition of this cheese festival?
Oh, it's a very family-oriented thing. We have, and Arthur being very unique, we have a very strong Amish influence because of the 5,000 Amish that surround us, and they participate and come into and have like the ice cream and help with the different kinds of events here, and it's just a very wholesome, very safe place to be, and we try to have something for every age group, and I think people just look for most of these small towns have festivals. You know, we don't have the business districts we used to have because of the Walmarts and those stores. So local businesses have really suffered. Having the festival brings people back. It's almost like a reunion for a lot of these people to come back again every year and to meet these people again and see them again. We make new friends every year. It's a great attitude. It's a fun thing, and it makes the heart of these small communities.
Yeah, roll. Yep.
Nope, can't get in front of the line.
Still going.
All right.
Still going.
Let me explain to you about gravity. Okay. See, you're kind of going uphill. Then you go down. Okay. But you can't go downhill if you don't get uphill. You understand that? I do. Okay.
I have a bad test.
All right. Good.
Let me have David.
All right.
You got 8 more keys. It's
All right. This is a counter. Hey, I think he's a fast runner. Okay. 5, 3, 2. Give me 2.
I think this is probably my 10th year, at least anyhow. I'm just a volunteer. I host the cheese curling contest, which is a little unique. You just have seen that.
That's never happened before.
Crazy roller.
Good job. A little top spin on it.
How you doing?
Is this Ron?
Ron. So I'm rolling.
All right, Randy, you're up. Here we go. All right. Sit down. That's all right. There we go. Go left. Nope. Okay, stretch out a little bit more. Still got some kinks in there. You know, I read one time if your mom feeds you too many Rice Krispies as you get older, you snap, crackle, and pop. It is. All right, there we go. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, 3, 4. 5, 3, 2, 1. This one's a counter. Gotta beat 7. Maybe he could be. I meant maybe he couldn't be. On your last roar, you need a 5 to take the lead. Need a 5. You want to count that one? Oh, yeah. Take that! Take that! We have a new leader! 8. Thanks to Abby. She's carrying those guys. Abby, for next year, find another team. All right, that's 8. All right, the Powell, show them how it's done. There we go. Final time. Good start. We have a tie. Now, and last year, I need a member of the Cheese Champs. Cheese Champs. You here? You're here. You get 1 roll. If it's still time, we get the second roll. With sudden death. They roll, then you roll. All right?
You got this.
All right. I have a good idea. Have her do that. All right. This is a roll-up. This is a tie. Sudden death. We might need cheese, yes. You want a fresh one? Is that a fresh one? All right. Sure, okay. All right, here we go. Three. All right, you got to have at least 3 for bullseye. 3 will tie it. Bullseye, you win.
Hey, Reagan. Reagan, it's you and Emily.
All right. Well, I'm going to take that girl on my team anytime. Good job.
You're so happy. Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Good job. Yeah.
All right, thank you. We'll do this again next year. You see what it looks like.
Good job, Abby.
Make sure you get it right side up.
You are amazing.
My name's Kendall Huffman, and this is my first year as the principal of Oakland. Before this year, I was a high school English teacher for the last 10 years in the Arthur School District, and then it's my 14th year in education total. And I live in Tuscola with my husband and my kids.
Very good, thank you. Glad to have you on. Nate, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I guess you could say I'm a well-traveled educator. I started my career in Fort Myers, Florida, where I went to grad school down at Florida Gulf Coast University, and then made my way back up to, well, I guess my roots, where I'm from. And at that point, I went to Neoga for a year, and I was in Canton, and then I landed in Mattoon, where I was the principal for Mattoon Middle School for 5 years, prior to coming here to Oakland. And I feel very blessed with this opportunity.
Well, fantastic. Thank you for that background on each of you. And let's just dive in just a little bit more about your journeys to this point, to Oakland, and your new roles here. How do you think each of your previous experiences in education helped you get to this point? Again, Kendall, go first.
So being a high school English teacher, I was very lucky to have lots of different experiences with high school education, standardized testing, the different logistics of athletics and clubs and those things. So those have all prepared me to help kind of facilitate those programs here in Oakland. And then before then I taught elementary school, so all those things kind of led me to a spot where I get to work with all pre-K all the way up to 12th grade.
Okay, very good. And for you, Nate, your journey to Oakland?
Yeah, I've been mostly a middle school person. I don't know if that's karma or what it is, but I have my career has mostly been in the middle school world. And I will tell you that we are a strength-based organization in that we want to utilize staff and student strengths to help benefit themselves. And that's exactly what we did here. As far as Mrs. Huffman and myself, when we just were looking for the right combination, we wanted to find a partnership to where we had different strengths so that we could come together and cover everything for our kids and staff.
All right, great to have you guys on. I don't have to ask you, tell me about yourself moving forward. The next time we come back here, we can just dive into what's going on here in the Oakland schools. And let's go ahead and ask you the proverbial, how's the school year going to this point? Who wants to start?
The school year is going really well. I wasn't necessarily sure what to expect when we started, just because this is my first year as the principal. I'm like, I don't know what I don't know. But the kids are wonderful. The staff has been just awesome to work with, and the community has been very welcoming. They have kind of welcomed us both with open arms and getting out there and inviting us to different events and meeting all of the different community stakeholders. And so it's gone very well.
And for you, Nate?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, just a little story real quick.
Sure.
The first board meeting when I got put in, my family, my wife, and 2 daughters came. And my wife took our 4-year-old to the restroom. I look up, and there's a gentleman holding our 1-year-old. And I literally welcomed us with open arms, literally. And that's exactly how we feel with the community, is that, for a strong school district to survive and keep going, we need a strong community.
Right.
Well, for a strong community to be sustained, you need a strong school district. And so that's exactly what we're wanting to do, is work in partnerships with the community and all stakeholders here in the area.
I haven't had the chance to ask this question in quite a while to an educator, a new educator, but you're both not from Oakland. This is not a knock on Oakland. This is a small community. But a lot of great things happen in small communities. So your early impressions of being an educator in Oakland, Illinois?
So far, it's been really awesome, and we're learning what is important, what are the values of Oakland. And so one of the things that we're bringing into the schools is this E-cubed philosophy, that each of our students will be a part of one of 3 pathways, starting as early as middle school. And so the 3 pathways are employed with insurance, enlisted, or enrolled. And so our goal is that the day after high school graduation, every one of our students has a path to follow in order to become, a successful citizen of Oakland in the future.
Nate, you previously came, thank you very much,
You're
Kendall.
welcome.
Nate, you came from being an educator in Mattoon, Illinois, a little bit bigger than Oakland, Illinois, but your early impressions of being here in Oakland as an educator?
Well, I will tell you this. I was blessed with the opportunity to come over and meet with all staff one-on-one at the end of last school year. Okay. So I met all staff. We are getting to know all the students, and what we want to do is just that. We want to get to know all their strengths, passions, and interests. Because if we can utilize those for both staff and students, we know we're going to support them to hit their highest potential.
This is not on my list of questions, but kind of, sometimes you ad-lib, but you both are new. It's not like you came in and you already had an existing principal and vice versa. Mm-hmm. What's that like for both of you to each come in here, both kind of starting fresh?
Well, it gives us a lot of opportunity to think outside of the box, because neither one of us have this idea of what should be happening or what we've done in the past. And so we kind of have free reign of what's best for our students, what's best for our staff, and neither one of us are too stuck in our ways yet.
Anything you want to add there, Nate?
Yeah, we are, we're a team-based school is what we are. And what I mean by that is that we don't work in isolation. We work with others, and we're not all like-minded, because we know to make progress, we have to have different thoughts. And so what we do is we respect those, and we keep in mind, we're all here for the same reason, what's best for these kids.
And because we have very different experiences previously, we bring a different set of ideas to a problem and a different way of handling it, and it really does help us kind of be solution-oriented.
Okay, very good. think you kind of, in your answers, may have answered one of my last questions, which was your goals, and we can follow up on that the next time. But I want to give you the last 4 or 5 minutes to kind of maybe highlight some programs that you think are unique and outstanding to the Oakland schools.
Yeah, so going back to the E-Cubed, we're trying to build our programs that are existing in our building that will help set our students up for choosing one of those pathways. So our industrial arts program is back for the first year. In the last few years, it hasn't been filled, so we have a kind of a booming industrial arts program. We have a new FFA agriculture teacher this year, and Nick Turner is doing amazing things. They're actually all in Indianapolis right now at FFA convention.
Awesome.
So that program is just kind of busting at the seams, ready to kind of take on some new.
Seems fitting in the community
Yes.
where it's located.
Yeah, and it's kind of revived it a little bit this year, breathing some new life into it. Our Mariah Wagner is our FCCLA sponsor and family consumer science teacher, so she is doing a lot to prepare our students that might want a pathway in the food industry.
Okay.
And so we really are kind of using the programs and our students' interests to prepare them for life after high school.
Anything else program-wise, Nate, that you want to highlight that she hasn't already highlighted? And again, or maybe just echo what she's talked about.
Well, what I think what we're doing again is, after completing our first quarter here in Oakland, we want to listen is what we want to do. We want to listen to kids. We want to listen to the staff. We want to listen to community members. We want to listen to parents.
So you guys are learning.
Yes, because we also have to remember a child's educational journey is theirs. And so we want them to be behind the steering wheel.
Right.
We are there to support and help guide and give them opportunities. And that's exactly where we're going to put our focus, is finding opportunities for our students. Just because we're small and rural doesn't mean we can't make it happen.
Yeah, I want Oakland to become this rural destination school. I was fortunate enough to go to a very large high school in the Metro East area of St. Louis, and so we had all kinds of opportunities. I graduated with 800 students. We had, plethora of opportunities, and I don't ever want a student's zip code to determine what they're able to do inside of the school and then after high school. So I want them to feel like they have just as many opportunities regardless of their town population being 500 or 600 compared to one that's 40,000.
City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.